What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today is Tuesday Thoughts, and we're going to be talking about the situation going on with Shannon Sharpe. Now, the situation that's going on right now is that they actually had a court case hearing on July 9th, but Tony Buzbee, who is the lawyer for the accuser, did not show up. Now, it's pretty interesting because, why would a lawyer not show up? And per Tony Buzbee, he stated that the lawyers on both ends, that means Shannon Sharpe's lawyers, had agreed to postpone the July 9th hearing. Now, that doesn't make sense because if this really went down, why did the accuser show up without her lawyer? And then why did Shannon Sharpe's lawyer show up to the actual case, to the court? So what it's saying here, it's odd that Sharpe's lawyers would have shown up for the hearing if the hearing had been postponed. It's odd that if and when the judge expressed disappointment regarding the failure of the plaintiff's lawyers to appear, Sharpe's lawyers wouldn't have said that the lawyers had agreed to postpone the hearing. Now, if this is actually true and there was an agreement on the back end and they didn't say anything, it sounds like a setup. It sounds like they were going to try to backdoor them to where it could make them look bad and that they're not really serious about that. And if there is an actual agreement, there's more than likely paperwork that's going to show it. But it's still odd that he didn't show while everybody else did show. And they said that Buzbee shared this statement from Sharpe's legal team stating, "We are apologizing to the court by letter for wasting the court's time. There was a mutual agreement among counsel to postpone the motion scheduled for July 9th. As a result, there was no exception by our team that her legal team would appear in person." So the case otherwise continues. At some point, Sharpe will respond to the complaint unless, of course, the case settles. In theory, that can happen at any time. Now, if you remember, the lawsuit is for $50 million. And allegedly or supposedly he had offered her $10 million previously. Now, people are like, well, why would he offer her $10 million if he didn't do what she's accusing him of? A lot of times they'll say that these people just pay him off because it's actually cheaper just to get it done and out of the way. They weigh out the cost. Okay, how much is it going to cost, and what is the just best round number to just get it to him and get him out the way? And if you're being sued for $50 million, and if you add up all the time to fight that and everything like that, you're better off just doing the $10 million because more than likely you're going to pay more in court costs and court fees, lawyer fees as well, just trying to get said individual out of there so you can prove your innocence. And since it's more about monetary versus criminal, it's better off just to pay him off because you're not going to be found guilty of anything. It's just you don't have the time to deal with that, especially when you had $100 million deal on the table. It's better to just to pay these people off so you can get your deal and then just never hear from these people again and just deal with the aspect of an allegation versus something possibly coming up later on. And now with this occurring where it's showing that supposedly that they had this back-end agreement and people are showing up and other people aren't, this can potentially be bad for Sharpe, but I don't think it will be. If there is a confusion on the back end, then the judge has already accepted that. It's been pushed back 2 months, so he's not doomed, but it's how long, what could be discovered, what could potentially go wrong, or is it going to be worse for said accuser? Because if they're trying to do some type of postponement, what does that mean? Does that mean that somebody's found something, or are they still trying to strike out a deal? Because you can always just drop the case and pay the people off if they come to an agreement. So which one will it actually be? I'm looking to see that he's still going to fight it, because now that he's lost that $100 million deal, $10 million seems to be a lot higher than it was previously. Because I get it. You get a $100 million deal, $10 million ain't nothing. You be like, all right, boom, I still got 90 mil. But now you're looking at 50 million versus 10 million, and you don't want to get rid of either. It's like, man, I'd rather keep my pride now because you done already ruined my chance to get this deal, and I'm not working. I'm going to fight this because you will not ruin my name, and I don't get paid off of it either. So I don't know. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. Do you think there's some shady business going on by the fact that they showed up when Tony Busby didn't? Or do you think it was just a mishap somewhere in the courts? But let me know what you think down in the comments section. And be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody. Peace.